Hello, 6th graders. Welcome to Big Ideas Math, Contract Math, Section 4.1, 2014 edition, Writing and Graphing Inequalities lesson. Pause while you write Section 4.1, 2014 edition lesson in your math notebook. Pause again while you write today's lesson objective in your math notebook. Today's objective is translate inequalities from words to symbols and check to see whether a value is a solution of the inequality. Copy the following key terms, definitions, and examples exactly as they appear into your notebook. Solution of an inequality. A solution of an inequality is a value that makes an inequality true. For example, a solution of the inequality x plus 3 is greater than 9 is x equals 12. Solution set is the set of all solutions of an inequality. Graph of an inequality is a graph that shows all the solutions of an inequality on a number line. And be sure to copy the graph of x is greater than 2 as it's shown here for you. We'll be starting today's lesson on page 126 in your online Big Ideas 2014 math book. Example 1, writing an inequality. A number q plus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 7.9. Write this word sentence as an inequality. So we can see that the first step is to write the sentence out exactly as it is in the order that it's written in the book. So a number q plus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 7.9. So then we break it down into smaller parts. So we know that a number q plus 5 looks like q plus 5. And is greater than or equal to is the sign greater than or equal to, and then negative 7.9 just transfers down to negative 7.9. So when we put that all together, it looks like this. Q plus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 7.9. Example 2, checking solutions. Tell whether negative 2 is a solution of each inequality. And they've given us two inequalities, so we're going to look at A first. Y minus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 6. So our first step is always to write the inequality. So y minus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 6. So we're checking to see if negative 2 is a solution. So wherever it says y, we're going to write negative 2. So it says negative 2 minus 5, and we're going to put our sign, but we're going to put a little question mark over it because we don't know if it's greater than or equal to negative 6 or not. So we write the sign, we write a question mark above it, and then we write negative 6. And then we subtract. We have negative 2 minus 5, which equals negative 7. And then we see that that is not greater than or equal to negative 6, because in fact negative 7 is less than negative 6. So since negative 7 is not greater than or equal to negative 6, we put a line through the greater than or equal to sign. So anytime we have a sign with a line through it, it means it is not that sign. So negative 2 is not a solution to the inequality. So let's take a look at letter B. Negative 5.5y is less than 14. So we write the inequality, and then we substitute negative 2 for y. Negative 5.5 times negative 2, we put our question mark above the sign and see if it's less than 14. So negative 5.5 times negative 2 equals 11, and that's a positive 11 because we have two negatives, and so that's a positive 11. and that is less than 14. So 11 is less than 14, so we keep our sign and we don't put the line through it. So negative 2 is a solution of the inequality. Moving on to example 3, graphing an inequality. We're going to graph y is greater than negative 8. And we use an open circle because negative 8 is not a solution. So whenever our circle is open, it means that the number that is circled is not a solution. This is really important, and you need to just remember that. So open circle means that it's the number that you're starting on is not part of the solution. And a closed circle, write that on here somewhere, and you can add these to your notes, means that it is part of the solution. So we test a number to the left of negative 8, so y equals negative 12 is not a solution. And we test a number to the right of negative 8, y equals 0 is a solution, because 0 is greater than negative 8. So we shade the number line on the side where we found the solution. So since 0 is on the right of negative 8, then we shade the number line on that side. So we have an open circle, and then we shaded everything on the right. So our study tip on the left says the graph in example 3 shows that the inequality has infinitely many solutions. So that means that we put an arrow on the end of our shading, showing that this shading goes on forever and ever to infinity and beyond, because there are an infinite number of solutions. Your assignment for this lesson is to complete the On Your Own problems 1 through 9 on pages 126 to 127 in your online Big Ideas 2014 book. Do the work in your spiral notebook. Be sure to show all of your work and be prepared to share your work during our next class. Remember, to earn credit for viewing this flipped lesson, you need to complete your exit slip, come to our next class prepared with the journal pages or other work from the flipped lesson completed, be prepared with any work that was assigned in the flipped lesson completed, and be prepared with any questions you have for your teacher, and of course have a good attitude.